Welcome to episode 1 of Grande Prairie Home Plus Life podcast. And as you can see, I am welcomed today by my real estate team, C.Moore Realty. So, welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Danielle.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining me and coming together and doing this with me because I think we all have a lot to say. And I think we have a lot to educate the public about, because real estate is not just a what would you call it? Not just a one-track thing, right? There's so many different
Many
things.
questions people need answered. Absolutely.
Exactly.
A lot of hats to wear in our job.
A lot of hats to wear, for sure.
We look forward to getting to people's questions eventually as well, so we can help with that.
And that is something, if you're watching and you notice that on our social media, we'll put it out there. Like today, I put on a story on Instagram. I don't know if you guys seen it because it was literally probably 30 minutes before we came here. But I reached out to the public and just asked everybody if they have a question or something that they want us to talk about, like a topic in the future, that they could write it in the box. And we can have a Q&A section to the podcast where we discuss everything people want to know.
A place like Grande Prairie, I could only imagine what some of those questions
Yeah,
are.
what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think
That'll be
people would
fun.
ask?
It'll be good.
What do I think
What
people
would you ask? If you had no idea about real estate, what would you ask?
That's a tough question.
I'm putting you
There's
on
a
the
lot of
spot.
questions.
I think as easy as it is, not to interrupt, but it would just be, where do I start? What do I do? You know, considering the first-time buyers and stuff like that, that maybe they've been renting, maybe they just moved to town, maybe they're, you know what I mean, or their parents' house, whatever it is. But like a lot of people just don't even know where to start, you know, that, and that's I think that'll be a common one.
I think the sweet part about that is I actually like it when people are like, I don't know where to start, because we have such a great team and such a great method and plan of doing things that we know where to start. And it's great when we help them right from the get-go of getting approved and going through the process right from there.
And
So
we've
helpful
all-
for them.
We've all built a network of other professionals that we work with too, like mortgage brokers and home inspectors. It's nice when we can guide them that way to trusted professionals.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the things I really like about our team. And people ask me all the time, like, why are you on a team? Like, what do you mean team? Do you work for Chris? I get that question. This is all things
Chris
we'll
is my
talk
boss.
about,
Everyone
right?
always tells me
Is
that,
Chris
yeah.
your boss?
No one's boss.
We are all realtors, and we are a team because we work together and we help each other. And if I have a problem, I can go to Amber, or I can go to Chris, or we're bouncing things off of each other. Or if we're looking for properties, we have each other to talk to. And I just really love that aspect of our team.
I like the aspect of, especially how busy the market is right now, is unfortunately I'm once a month I leave because my boy plays hockey, and it's easy that I'm not panicking. Oh my gosh, I'm gone for 4 days and the market's crazy and I got 4 clients that are looking for houses and I can't do it. I got 4 very capable people that are going to help me take the same care of my clients.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. We're here for each other. Life happens, you know. Chris has a baby coming up, and we're going to step in and help Chris during this time. So we're just here for each other.
That's all important for our clients as well, as much as it is for us. I mean, our clients want to know that they're with someone who is as knowledgeable as the agent they're working with, whether it's myself or any one of us, kind of thing. You know, we pride ourselves on knowledge and doing the right things. And, you know, we have a very good system of how we do business. And I think that, you know, to transition, if we were out of town by chance for whatever reason or unable to help that day and somebody else were to step in, then, you know, it's good for them to know that they're taken care of and everybody has the knowledge to be able to help.
100%.
It's huge.
Exactly. And I just want to add something, you know. People say, well, what would a real estate agent literally have to talk about in a podcast? And I think when we talked about starting this, it was more along the lines, well, let's showcase people that real estate is not just buying a house. It's about community, and it's about growth in the community and change and life. And then there's so much that we see every day that I think we have an abundance of things to talk about and to present to the public. And also that people can get to know us as real people, and that we have real lives behind this industry, and we're no different than the people that we help.
That's right.
To me, it's more than just selling houses. It's totally relationships and building things.
Absolutely.
And getting to know people and getting to know their lives and building everlasting relationships and friendships.
Totally.
I've built
That's
some
it.
of the best friendships I have
Aw.
from past clients.
100%.
Yeah.
Through this business.
Sometimes your best clients are better than your best friends, actually. I've
That's
learned
true.
through this. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I in talking about this and trying to figure out how we wanted to go about the first episode as a team, I came up with some questions to ask each of you. So I'm kind of putting you on the spot now, but that's the whole point of a podcast, right?
Right.
Right. So, Amber, let's start with you. So, Amber and I both celebrated 2 years with Team C.Moore Realty this past week.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
exciting, you guys.
Yeah.
It
Thank you
was.
guys. It's been awesome.
It was when I first started with Team C.Moore Realty. It was because of Amber, and she was like nudging me, come on over to our team. And I didn't really know what to do, but thank you so much for encouraging me to come on board because honestly, it's been amazing since I joined this team. And when I first started in real estate, it was what I was looking for the whole time. So it wasn't until I came aboard that I found it. And yeah, so, and you guys, because you're all so sweet.
Thanks.
Nice.
Thanks.
And
I definitely found my peeps here too. It
Yeah.
took me 2 years and I tried a couple different places and different groups of people, but definitely found my spot with you.
I think the
Yeah.
wildest part with you, Amber, is that this is probably the last place you thought you were coming to, and then when you finally
That's
get here,
true.
it's like, these are my people.
Yeah.
These are my
So that's
people.
exciting.
Yeah.
You just know in life, like when you're going through, you could be when you find a house, like the people, and we see it all the time. People walk into, we could show 30 homes, and then somebody walks into one and they're like, this is the home. This is
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I feel at home here. And that was exactly the feeling I got when I got together with you guys. I'll never forget it. We got together and had our first team meeting, and I walked out of it and I was like, I'm home there. Yeah, that's I don't
It's
know.
important. It's important to be where you feel most comfortable. I mean,
Mhm.
again, like to try and be with like-minded people and doing the things that you feel are best are key. So
I think people that support you is huge too.
of
Have
course,
people in your corner that
Of
are always
course.
supporting you.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
all seem to be that way with each other.
Mm-hmm. 100%. So Amber, tell me something. What matters most to you when you're helping someone make a move?
What matters most to me is being there for my clients every step of the way and taking that extra time to just give them all the information so that they can make the best decisions for them. Sometimes there's a lot happening all at once, and I just like to break it down so that they fully are aware of everything going on. And then they're comfortable with the decisions that they have to make because there's some big decisions that people have to make when they're purchasing or selling, moving, all of it. So, yeah, when they can process and make the best decision for their family or situation.
I like that about you, you know,
Oh, thanks.
because I mean, we all try to give all the information, but you really do go over and beyond, like putting it all on the table and not persuading them one way or the other. So it's something I've always admired, and it's one of the skills that I've been trying to acquire, I guess you could say. Like, don't feel like I persuade people a particular direction, but you have a very gentle demeanor about you
thank
when it
you.
comes to that. So, yeah.
couldn't agree more.
Yeah, if I definitely want to go and get the nitty gritty of the rules and details and protect my client, Amber's my go-to.
Oh
right.
100%.
gosh, Amber, where do you know? How do you remember it all the rules? Amber is so amazing at that, remembering it.
My passion is real estate. I've done so many different things. So, and it took me a long time to find this, but I definitely love helping people with real estate.
Oh.
So I think that's how I remember everything is because I just love it all,
Mhm.
every part of it.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people's reviews that they give of you, I think they talk about that. It's mentioned a lot that they do feel that care and the dedication that you put into it, and it comes through in your work for sure. Curtis.
Oh gosh.
Curtis, there is no surprise that real estate can be full of surprises, and you have had your fair share of surprises, like us all. But man, when we get together and tell stories, sometimes yours are top notch. So I want to know something. What have you learned in this work that has surprised you the most?
Learned a lot about myself, actually.
Oh, that's a
Probably
good
the
answer.
most I've learned, and it's great because the more I learn about myself and the more I push myself, the more I can help people. So I guess the biggest surprise is the leaps and bounds I've come from, the background I've had, and things like that to where I am to be great for my clients. Like I love my clients. I love doing this job, And this is surprising. No 2 days is the same. I've been telling people lately, like every morning is blank and open and I got nothing on the go. And then by 11 o'clock, I don't know when I'm going to have dinner next. So
Lunch plans
That's the
canceled.
crazy part.
lunch
isn't
plans
it?
canceled.
Yeah.
Everything is always a surprise, but it's definitely, I think that I've surprised myself
Yeah.
and how I've grown as a person to help my clients, my friends, my kids, my wife, all that stuff.
That's an amazing answer, because it does change you.
100%.
Yeah.
Something often overlooked, I think, too. It's it's the biggest thing to remember is that we do need to work on ourselves all the time, and the better we become, the better we are for everyone around us. And that's again, like as a team, that's stuff that we all work on
Yeah.
kind of
Mindset.
together as
Yeah.
well.
I always laugh some of the stories I tell people when I was a shop foreman running a shop and saying I'm going to be a realtor. Some of the things I didn't prepare for or didn't know, right? Like I packed 2 extra pairs of socks in my truck now, and no one prepared you to walk in the house with lizards or geckos
Right.
and things like that.
Yeah.
I never thought of half of that
No,
stuff, right?
No,
So
who would have thought you would been chasing the seller's cat down the street because you let it out by accident,
My
and
funny-
it's a snowstorm, and then you can't
oh
find
my
it.
gosh. You want to hear a funny story? I got a funny
We
story.
do.
real quick.
Let's hear it.
I was probably 6 months in, and I was holding Chris's hand and learning how the business works, and we were at a home inspection.
I remember this
And
story.
the inspector opened the garage door up, and we just seen a blip of something leave. And it was their
remember this.
puppy,
Oh,
brand new
no.
puppy. They had it hidden in the garage with the door closed, so we couldn't.
Oh,
The garage
no.
door got opened to check and make sure it was gone. The puppy was gone.
Yeah.
Did you find it?
And we
ran
spent
around
a
that.
while.
Yeah, we ran around that subdivision for a while, and I think the owner ended up finding it
Yeah.
Good.
right after we
Good.
left.
We,
Kind of
Yeah.
thing.
we spent some time, and that's something that's surprising. You never think that you'd be chasing someone's dog.
No. I accidentally let a cat out. Well, it ran out when I opened the door, and it said in the remarks, "Do not let the cat out." But the cat decided it wanted out, and I couldn't stop it. And the buyer that I was showing the home to, he loved cats, so he took the treats. We found treats, and then he went outside
He knew
and
what to do.
found the
Cat
cat.
whisperer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was panicking because I'm like, oh my gosh, I let the cat out. I'm going to lose this person's cat. But yeah, we don't realize that real estate comes with all those little things.
100%.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite pet story was when I was walking around an acreage and the horses they were like big dogs. They just decided to follow me the whole time.
Aw.
So that was
And-
so much fun.
They didn't come in the house, did they?
And then you have those moments too where
Yeah.
you have these connections and then little things that happen, and it's just you leave with a smile on your face that you got to encounter something like that. So.
That's right.
All right, Chris. Chris is the glue that holds this team together. He's the name of our team, C.Moore Realty, Chris Moore. And we couldn't be prouder to represent the team named after him. So, Chris, the mogul, the brand mogul, what made you want to build a team of agents in the first place? And what's your vision for your business and our team as a whole?
Well,
What a loaded question.
It is.
That's like really
It is
putting
a
you on the
loaded question.
spot,
No,
Chris.
it's okay. Thank you very much. First of all, I mean, you guys don't realize. I mean, it is a lot to have a team, and it's a lot, behind the scenes that happens. However, I mean, I couldn't have chosen better people to work with, and you guys don't realize how much you help me as well. We all learn together. We all grow together. I'm happy to be here, supporting that, and helping us grow and helping the team grow. And as far as why I started it, I guess I didn't really had planned to start it, but it kind of fell in my lap.
And that's the way the right things happen.
Yeah, no,
Sorry about
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Curtis came along, and it kind of grew from there. So I mean, it's been a great transition to get to the point that we're at, and furthermore, I guess where we're going, I do have some exciting plans. I guess, I mean, hopefully within the next 365 days, we can have our own physical space. I want to make sure that we get something that's going to fit us best, and eventually we can have our own podcast room, I hope.
Ooh, I'm
and,
excited about that.
Yeah, and just provide a little bit of foundation for us. I think that's going to be huge. I think that it'll give us a little bit more leverage. It'll give us a little bit more foundation for the team structure and such. So that'll be a big part of it. However, I mean, we're working. Amber's kind of acting as my assistant for the time being right now, and she knows as well as you guys do. We're always working on stuff on the back end with different plans as far as marketing and how to best get our name out there and how to further our name and how to things like this. I mean, this is, again, like Danielle mentioned in the beginning, this is something that I was really interested in. We're always trying to do videos and stuff to get our personal story out there, to get our people to understand, I guess, who we are. It's very hard to judge a human being when you see them on the side of a bus or on the radio or whatever that is, that we do very well. However, this is something that I think, we're not forcing people to do videos and stuff like that where they're awkwardly sitting there. We're having general conversations. And I think things like this will help grow us as a team and grow our presence of people understanding who we are. And I think that's the biggest thing. Once you understand an agent and understand that person is, like Amber had said, going to do everything they can to make sure that they're taken care of through that process. People don't really get that. I think real estate has a lot of misinformation and a lot of bad karma, if you will.
Connotations.
Yeah, connotations, and a lot of that comes from folks who are more money driven, and that's not the case with any of us. That's not why any of us came to this team. That's not why any of us do this. I mean, it's all about the people. It's all about the transaction going in the direction that they wish, and we try and give them as many options to complete their situation as best we can. Yeah. So hopefully that covered most of it.
It did a great answer.
Hopefully I didn't talk too long.
So excited about the new things to come for us because we are a great team. Yeah. And we deserve it. We deserve to have all the good things. That's right. And each one of us deserve all the good things to come. So
I think the cool part about what you said about just like showing that who we are.
Yeah.
Chris was my realtor when I first bought my first house or sold my first house.
I didn't know
and
that.
it was super intimidating. I'm not gonna lie.
I wanted
I've seen
to
this
say
guy on a bus and a billboard. I'm like, this guy's badass. This guy, whatever.
Right.
And as time has gone on, I got to learn that Chris is just a dude.
Yep.
And a really great dude. And he just really truly cares. And he's not some big guy on a billboard who's unapproachable or who's better than me. He's there's many times that you're showing you're very much on my level and you're a great person. And it's nice to get to know that side and you want to show everybody else that that's who you are too.
Yeah, this is a good way for everybody to get to know all of us on that level and understand who they, it's a hard decision. There are 400 plus agents in the city.
Oh my goodness.
And
is it that many now?
It's over. Yeah, over 400 licensed individuals anyways. But I mean, it's hard for people to decide. And I mean, unless you have direct connection with someone, it's nearly impossible. You're probably throwing a dart at a board or, a lot of people don't read the reviews.
Who's a good realtor in town to use? 500 posts on Facebook.
7,000 comments later.
And I mean, we all comment because we all want business. Like this is what we do. And we're trying to showcase that to people. But yeah, that's a hot topic on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are always tricky too because you got every realtor that goes on there and then it's hard for that person because it's like, well, yeah, everyone's had a good experience with their realtor. Of course they have, right? And for me, I used to get super excited about them when I first started and like, oh man, I want that. But I just want someone to know that I'm here in their corner to help them out, I think is the bigger part.
Yeah. And back to what you said about being intimidated by Chris, that's something that I really don't think about enough. That when I'm going to meet somebody for the first time, that somebody would actually be intimidated by me because I don't see myself that way at all.
Nor do I. I hear it a lot. I mean, I hear a lot of people say that, but obviously I don't feel that way either. I mean, like Curtis said,
we're just normal people. We just get together and
The first time I met you in public, it was at an EXP luncheon thing, and I was just like, who is that guy over there? That
full of tattoos.
And I was across the table and a little bit down, and I just kept my distance. But then I needed help, and you were the person I reached out to. And
the acreage deal.
The acreage deal. And
that's how you guys met. Yeah.
And my safety was like the first thing that you were so concerned about. And I could tell like you really, really cared about me and about everything. So yeah.
Do you need That acreage
That
was
one,
an
that one
experience
wasn't
and a
easy.
half.
Yeah.
No.
The mice were eating the KFC on top of the table. I've never seen something like
Oh
that. I'll
my
never forget that in my
That was a
life. It was,
doozy.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we touched on it a little bit, not much, Curtis said, but crazy market right now. Let's have a market minute. So let's do a breakdown. We don't really have stats in front of us right
there's
now,
like
but
maybe
we
50 to 62 or 52 houses on the market.
We were down to 46 last week, which is the
For
lowest I've
active
ever seen in
detached
10 years.
homes.
Single family detached,
Yeah.
sorry. And that's
okay.
been the lowest I've ever seen it. So
That's why it's super important to have somebody in your corner and have a great plan before you get into it, because some people don't, and then they get super frustrated. They get frustrated with us too, and it's like there's a plan to make this happen. We can get you into something; it'll happen. You got to trust the process and go
and
through with the
understanding
plan.
it, right? There's a lot of understanding that comes with it, and that's just it. Patience is one huge thing with things coming on. But then, as both of us have been doing with our most recent listings, getting them on the market right now is key. Getting them on the market and then putting a plan in place to have a seller's condition for them to be able to have a condition in place to protect them from selling their home without having one purchased is what that means. And that right now is becoming a good feather in our cap because it gives our clients the ability to get a good solid price of their home, and then people are willing to wait until they find what they're looking for. And that's been something that we've kind of decided is a good approach with the market, with the inventory the way it is. And I mean, it's a puzzle, and it's not easy sometimes, but to mold yourself and learn and move forward with a clear plan is huge. And we all play that game, and eventually those puzzle pieces come together. And I think that us doing that is showing all the other agents too that we're taking a different approach and doing what needs to be done to help our clients, and hopefully other clients hearing this podcast hear that as well, to know that we're not just always going to the old approach of wait, and then we all know the competing offer situation on the buyer side and how challenging that can be. And we all know that when you have a house to sell, you're likely not going to get looked at if there's multiple offers. So just trying to alleviate that prior to that situation, I guess, is another great.
And no two situations are the same either. So we're creative. We've all worked in industries where you're a teacher, you've worked in the field, you worked in the field. We've all had to be creative. And it's nice that we all have minds like that to do what's best for our clients, to feel like they've won in the situation.
That's right.
And I think it's important for sellers to know that even though houses are moving really fast lately, that it's still good to have an agent on your side to line up those puzzle pieces, like you say.
Yeah.
Because you could get into a situation where you've signed a contract and you don't really know exactly how everything is going to work. And there's a lot of legal liability involved. So
It's a lot easier to start it with a plan. And that's the trouble,
Yeah.
is this is a full-time job and we deal with a lot of different situations, and we definitely know how to navigate those and get you in the right direction before you get into them. So yeah, you're not wrong there. I mean, everybody thinks it's easy to sell a house, and getting that offer is easy, but especially if somebody is an agent and they're bringing you an offer and you're not prepared, there's a potential that you're leaving a lot on the table in a lot of different areas, and not necessarily just in price, but in rules, regulations, legal.
yes.
There's lots. There's
Funny.
lots of things that we can help with.
Funny you say that. Like, I've had a lot of buying clients lately, and we've been in multiples. And then at the end of the day, you're frustrated. We've won some, we've lost some. Eventually, we've got something, but it's like, oh, I just would love to have a listing. And then I've had a couple of listings lately. I'm like, this is almost harder.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
this is, you got to take the emotion
their own
away, and
battle.
it can be. It's not easy, right? Like, just multiples, and you got people that are writing letters. I'm a small family, and you got people with higher
emotion
bids,
attached
and
to
there's
it,
so
yeah.
much emotion to it. It's both situations are not easy to be in, and
That's
it's
right.
just you gotta
navigate.
try to navigate it through.
Have that
way.
plan.
Yeah.
It's all about a plan, and if you have a plan and it's not going the way you want, then you have to be able to pivot, switch, and correct and move to a plan that works best for your client situation.
100%. Yeah.
I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, I believe we are down 15% sales volume wise compared to this time last year. So there's not a lot of inventory on the market, but home prices are, even the home price, the sale itself is down this time last year. So what do you think is contributing to that? Usually when we're in this type of seller's market, prices usually rise. What do you think is happening there?
I think that people aren't in a panic right now. I think that people are confident in their situations enough to know that they're going to wait until the right thing comes. And I love that for people. However, it's just aligning yourself to the situation that when it does come, you're ready. And that's the trouble, is that everybody sits and waits for the house to come, and then they get a pre-approval.
Right.
And then you're not in the running.
And then they
They
still got to
wait.
paint their house. They still got to put the baseboard
Even
up.
if they don't have a house to sell,
Yeah.
right? But yes, moreover, if they have a house to sell, then they haven't done the necessary work because they didn't have a plan in place. They didn't have that conversation with a professional prior to. And then it leaves you kind of caught with your pants down, for lack of a better term, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to help people avoid. So that's to win the best for your situation, you have to start with a foundational plan. And a lot of people avoid that. You know, a lot of stories I hear from the industry are people being pressured into, I can sell your house for a lot of money today. You know, the market's busy, and that's great. But what's the plan from there out, right? To have that plan in place is crucial.
And I think more often than not, people don't want to be pressured into that. It's overwhelming
Never.
for them. And they hear that, yeah, I can get big dollar. And then when it's all said and done, they're like, oh my God, that was one of the most stressful things I've done in my
Yeah.
life. And I'm not that guy that wants to do that. And I don't
Of
think any of us
course,
are the type
of
of people
course.
that want to do that. So it's sure we can get top dollar, we can get tons of money and help you out. But I just want the experience to always be good for
Of
their
course.
clients too, right?
Exactly.
That's how we've based, that's how I've based my business in the 10 years I've been doing this. And that's what I've instilled in all of you guys as well, is to make sure that client's happy in the end, simply because that's how we grow our business. You know, it's the number one thing that we can do with business is good business.
Yeah.
And I always say that that's slow. You know, good business is slow business. And I say that in the respect that, having your done right by your clients means that they're going to tell everyone within their social circle how good of a job you did. And none of those social circle may not be in a position of buying or selling or anything like that, which is fine. But someday the hope is that they do remember that, and that they do, come back to someone who's there for them. And that's always the basis of it. It's a slower process. The marketing, all that stuff is great to have, but it doesn't ever have the weight of somebody directly saying, this guy helped me. I was in trouble and this guy helped me, or we needed help and this lady helped me.
More often than not, those are the most satisfying times for us. Like we
Yeah.
ride that for months after. Like
That's
we
right.
helped these people and we bettered their lives
That's
for
right.
it essentially, right?
Yep.
So if you are a home seller right now, it's a great time to list. And if you are a home buyer, even though there's not a lot of inventory, if you are set up, you have a pre-approval in place, and you're ready to be a little bit patient, it might be a great time for you to consider buying, because
It doesn't seem to show much signs of prices coming down in the next while.
right.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, obviously we don't have a crystal ball and we're not predicting the future, but the last 2 years have told us anything. It's as inventory gets lower. I mean, as we get closer to spring, there's going to be a lot more folks wanting to do things. And when that happens, prices will go up because some people will be in a situation where they can spend more. And when that happens, you get into these, price hikes and houses selling for over list, so on and so forth. So
I think if you have 1 foot into it and you're thinking about it, even if you're not, I think you should still call somebody.
Have
and
a
have plan.
conversation
conversation.
is
Have a
free. The
plan.
conversation's
Yeah.
important,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
It's never wasting our time to have a conversation, to have
This is what
have
we
an
love
idea.
to do.
That's right.
Let's talk about it.
That's right.
No, I got to figure something out for you.
For me? Oh, you got to ask
Yeah.
me a question?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, gosh.
What made you make the transition from what you were doing into coming into real estate and wanting to make this your passion and your dream?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's a good question. So I was a teacher in Newfoundland for 15 years. And then I moved to Alberta in 2019 and just took some time to get acclimated to Grande Prairie. And then COVID happened. And during COVID, I was bored, right? I was bored.
Weren't we all sitting on each other's
Yeah.
driveways? And
So I learned, I did a social media management course at the time. I did some work for a marketing company here in Grande Prairie, and then that led me to meeting a realtor here in Grande Prairie who needed some help with social media. So I did that. And then at the time, that realtor said to me, and I'll never forget it because I never ever thought of it. He was like, "You'd make a good realtor." And I was like, "Why? What, me?" And he said, "Yes, because I can talk to people, and I liked getting out there, and I was interested in his work, and I asked questions, and I wanted to learn, and it just went from there, and it snowballed. And of course, when I get an idea in my head, I run with it. And I got my license in 3 months.
Wow.
3
I
months.
didn't know
3
that.
months.
Good for you.
Yeah, I started the course, and it was during COVID, so I had all the time in the world to study. So I did. I studied, and in 3 months, I got my license, and it's been 4 years now. Be 4 years this March. So
3 months, so you were just at it every single day.
every day, all day long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah, 2 kids. My kids were really young then, so like they were running around, and we lived on an acreage at the time. We live in town now, but we lived on an acreage, and they had lots of room to run around and play, and there was no responsibilities because no one had any back then.
That's
right.
It was a good time. Now when I look back at it, I miss those times. But yeah, that's how I became a realtor.
I remember I finished dinner, clean up, put my kids to bed, and then go downstairs and try to study as much as I could until I had to go to bed. Answer phone calls from
And
the
so
work
you were
I
working
had.
at the
Yeah,
time?
I was a foreman at Oculus, so I would always take phone calls all night.
Oh
and
my
I would get
gosh.
super mad when I would get phone call after phone call. I was like, I'm so close to being done this chapter. Leave me alone. But it's not an easy task for little kids to do that. Either.
No.
That's right.
I had my binder on my dashboard of my rock truck when I was learning how to do it. It's
Right? Like Amber drove a rock truck. A rock truck. That's awesome. And studying at the same time.
She still got her hard hat.
I
She does it when she goes to this market evaluation.
the steel toes.
That's right.
Yeah.
She goes to work for you.
Oh gosh.
That's awesome.
Anyways, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much
Thanks for having us.
for
Yeah.
coming out and doing this with me. I think when I mentioned this to you guys, what was the first thought? You probably looked at me and
Oh,
like,
God.
she's crazy.
Do we
isn't
have
she?
to?
No.
She's crazy.
I thought it was a great idea because we've been trying to get to doing videos again, and a lot of agents do them. And I just feel this is a much more natural way to interact with people than, hi, I'm C.Moore with C.Moore Realty.
Right?
Buy a
We
house
all
for me.
hate it.
I,
Yeah.
I don't like doing them. I know people don't on social media scroll right past them and don't like watching them. So
Chris
this is
doesn't
a
like
great
doing
idea.
45 of the same videos because he screws them up. before
Or
time.
swears every single time. That
I
do
still
one.
got some of those videos.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for listening to our podcast, episode 1 of our podcast, or team episode, and episode 1 of Grande Prairie Plus Life podcast, which is my podcast. So links will be provided and how you can watch future episodes and get involved and ask questions. We would love to have a question and answer section from the public, so that's something that we want to add on. And yeah, we hope this episode clarified something for you and explain why we're doing this and what our goal is here. So again, thanks for listening.
Be sure and like and share and follow our page for
Yes,
the
do
next
that.
next versions. And
Definitely. And our website, which is
of course,
cmorerealty.ca. It's an awesome place. Go there and have a look around. You can read more about each of us if you're interested. We have a bio section, and
Google has tons of reviews for all of us as well. If you're interested to hear what past clients have had to say about their experiences.
And if you are current clients and haven't gave us one,
here's a nudge.
that's right.
That's right.
That's right.
So, all right, guys. Until next time, we'll be back with another conversation. And yeah, thanks again. And
Awesome.
until next time.
Have a
Thanks,
great day.
guys.